Hello, welcome. This is the Zodiac readings, all signs of the Zodiac, and it's for the week ahead, Monday through to Friday. I hope you're doing all right wherever you are on Gaia. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for clicking the thumbs up on the video and also subscribing. I don't usually remember to say that. Today I'm going to use this lovely deck, Soul Connections, for our relationship message. And I am going to use this deck. I haven't used this in a while. It's the Mermaids and Dolphins deck, which I really love. It's a really cute deck. I'm drinking some decaf coffee and I've also got some lemonade. We had the eclipse, another full moon eclipse, which was at the weekend just gone. So, well, actually it would be the weekend before. So as I'm recording this, you know, we've just basically come out the other side of an eclipse, full moon eclipse, which is, you know, it may have brought up quite a lot for you. You might have noticed yourself quite triggered. You could have noticed some inner child stuff coming up the last week or so. And if you did, you've got my love, because I know the inner child stuff in the ego is really the hardest to deal with. It's the stuff that makes us feel like it just makes us feel very needy, or sometimes a bit lonely. Sometimes it makes us feel a bit scared about things or anxious. So yeah, that's the inner child stuff that comes up, and it's just important to remember that it's just coming up to be released. So if you're feeling that, or if you have felt that, it's a good sign that you've released some of that ego, which is good, because you're not the inner child, you are your beautiful spirit. Yeah, your beautiful I am presence. So we get through another eclipse and we see what happens next. So yeah, let's go into the messages then. We'll start off with Taurus, like we always do. If you know your chart, you might resonate with a few of the messages. Okay, so Taurus, oh, excuse me, I've got something in my eye. Okay, so Taurus for the week ahead. Let's see what we get for Taurus for the week ahead. Okay, boundaries. Having sensible boundaries is important. Okay, now I always say the relationship card starts off with ourselves, and so having important boundaries with yourself is the first step to having boundaries with other people. And by that I mean having the boundaries within yourself with your own ego, and not allowing yourself to go into too much fear, recognizing if it's the inner child, respecting that, but then letting it go, you know. Or even your super ego maybe criticizing you, pushing you too fast, too hard, you know, and that's another layer of ego that you don't need. And that's having a boundary with that as well. So it's like important to have a boundary with your inner child, but also your super ego, and then you stay more aligned. And then naturally you're going to start having more boundaries with others. And you might be noticing that this is happening to you at the moment. Okay, so let's see what else we're getting here for Taurus for the week ahead. Okay, so you've got a very good week ahead from what the cards are saying. You've got some good news here. This could be the beginning of a new journey for you. You know, this is like a new beginning. You could be feeling more enthusiastic again, more happy. There could be some good news arriving for you over the next week. Also, you could be attracted to somebody, or somebody could be attracted to you. And you have got the World card, which is an amazing card to have. That really means that, you know, a cycle is completing for you. There's a cycle that is now completing. You're more aligned and you can now go forward, okay, in a better way. All right. Let's see what your person's getting. Okay, so there's somebody here, or there's energies of good people around you generally, okay? This is somebody who's long-term, who's caring, who's got the best intentions. You've got a very genuine energy around you. And like I said, it could be one person in particular, or it could be many people. So that's a really good sign. Also, the energies around you, you've got the Hangman card. So there could be people around you that are having a bit of a delay at the moment because there's spiritual awakenings happening for them. It really is like Spirit is trying to wake people up around you, or a particular person, to get them to awaken and see things from a new perspective, a higher perspective, and they might be having realizations a lot at the moment. Let's see what your person's thinking. I'm using the Blunt Truth deck for this. You've got the card here, I am changing to be what you deserve. So that's lovely, isn't it? Because if you're not in a relationship, this is the general energy of people around you, that you're drawing people towards you who are genuine, who, you know, they're the sort of people you deserve to have around you. Yeah. If you're in a particular relationship with somebody, it does seem as if they are genuine and they are having awakenings about your sort of connection, and they are starting to evolve in a very positive way. So there's definitely signs of relationships improving here for you. We'll see what your spirit guides are helping you with over the next week. Rest, okay? You've been working too hard. Take a nap and get some rest. That's what your spirit guides are advising. So when we're in a restful state, that means we don't have so much mind activity. We're pulling back from the matrix. We're creating sort of space. And so space is a portal via which spirit can enter your life more and help you more. So that is what your spirit guides are suggesting is the right thing for you to do at this time, especially since you've got the World card, which is indicating a new cycle beginning. You know, a very positive new cycle. And it's like you're going into a higher level of consciousness, and you are the Hierophant in the tarot. So this is really good because, Taurus, this is confirmation. Whatever's happening in your life at the moment, people around you, energies around you, but also your own energy is starting to align better, you know, and you're opening up to spirit, and you'll be noticing that you're moving in a more higher vibrational timeline at the moment. Okay, so the next week honestly looks very good. And yeah, your boundaries within yourself, you should notice that you're more in your mastery than you had been previously. And you may also notice that you're just naturally having better boundaries with others around you. You know, more able to communicate your needs or your true feelings, okay? So that is the message for Taurus. We'll go into Virgo. Virgo for the next week. Okay, you've got the card Illusion. Avoid the trap of mistaking a fantasy for a true soul connection. Ooh. Okay, now we don't have to take it just to be about a connection. This could be to do with anything in your life, really. And I feel like this is like an awakening for you. It's just having a lot more understanding of yourself. I always say the relationship cards start off with ourselves, and it's like you're getting more clarity over yourself, over your true nature, over a lot of things in your life. You're seeing more clearly, and you know, when you can see more clearly, you've got more of an ability to stay centered. And the more centered you are, you know, where your energy is not all over the place, the more centered you are, you're much closer to spirit, which means really good things can start happening for you now. Let's have a look what other cards we're getting here for Virgo. So things should be getting a bit easier for you. It just feels like it's probably more peaceful for you over the next week. You feel more at peace with things. You've got more clarity with things. You have got two great cards here. You've got the Queen of Wands, which means that recently you've got yourself into a much better alignment, and things could have been improving for you in different areas of your life, which feels really good. And it's like you're in a position now where you do feel more confident and you know you have got a lot to offer. So it's a really nice energy. You could also be very attractive to somebody else at this time. Now you've also got the High Priest, which is the Hierophant card. And that means that you're really committed to your spiritual path. You're really committed to your own progress and the things you're doing. You could feel like you're more in alignment for a relationship at this time and you feel more committed to that, you know, to a certain person perhaps, but always it starts with the self first. So you're more aligned with yourself recently, and so it's just basically going to get better for you now. Things are going to be more straightforward, more clear. You're directing your energy in the right place rather than your energy going all over the place. You know, and you're the hermit in the tarot, which is all about higher consciousness, you know, and sort of more clarity and observing and seeing more clearly. So this is ideal for you, really. The next week should be really helpful, and it's just like money could be improving for you, your life purpose could be improving, and like I said, you could be attracting an opportunity or a person. The energy of the people around you, there has been a confused energy, right? Because you've got the Two of Wands. There's been a confused energy here around you, and it may have felt like it was very mysterious and you didn't really know what the hell was going to happen with this situation. This situation could be anything in your life. It could be a relationship. It could be something else. And it was just like, God, what do I do? What's going to happen with this? But this week there's the Ten of Pentacles, which suggests that, you know, things are actually going to become a lot more stable for you. And that really echoes what the Hierophant energy is all about. It's about sort of commitment, loyalty, stability. Do you see what I mean? So the next week is really starting to stabilise. Things are starting to stabilise for you over the next week. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you know, it's like they're turning from being very confused and giving mixed messages to now they're like much more focused and kind of clear on where their loyalties lie, really, which is good. Yeah, look at that. Oh my God, this is the energy that was around you, and it would have been even very recently. I'm at a crossroads and I'm choosing which path to take, and that's exactly what this Two of Wands means. But it's moving into the Ten of Pentacles, which is long-term stability, commitment, loyalty, and all of that. So your energy, you know, you're more committed to yourself. You found your alignment, you're feeling more motivated and all of those things. And now that's starting to reflect back in your reality over the next week. Something that was previously very unstable is now starting to stabilize, you know, and it's genuine. There's like a real energy of genuine people around you here over the next week. Let's have a look at what your spirit guides are supporting you with. Helpful person. Someone wants to help you. Think of who that might be and initiate contact. So your spirit guides are saying that there is someone trying to help you. Perhaps this is somebody in the spirit realm and they're getting closer to you at this time, supporting you. Or perhaps it's somebody on the earth plane who is sort of going to be a good person for you to kind of have in your life, you know. So there is a really nice energy coming through now for Virgo in this soul family over the next week, and it's really clearing things up for you, but you're the one that's kind of really set that in motion by finding your alignment, sticking to your purpose, feeling just better energy within yourself, you know. And now it's like I can see there's a situation or a relationship that's really starting to clear up and become a lot more genuine. Okay, so and it looks like long term, you know, so it's great. So that's Virgo, and we'll go into Capricorn next. Let me just take a drink. A bit of my decaf coffee. Lovely. Right, okay, Capricorn. See what relationship message we get for you. Capricorn. Moment. Think of a special moment that brought you joy with your partner. It doesn't have to be with your partner. Obviously, it can be with anyone that you feel like you have a special connection with. Part of manifestation is like really not thinking so much of the current reality, but actually just because when we look at the current reality, it often doesn't match up with what we're wanting. So it's really important that because it's the ego that wants to look at the current reality and then get very critical of it. That's the super ego, okay? So we don't, if we're going to be in our mastery, we don't want to listen to the super ego that's going to be trying to criticize the current reality if it's not kind of what we want. So we shut the door on that super ego and we just focus on right here, right now. And that's what Spirit's getting you to do. Sort of focus on what's right here, right now, your responsibilities, things you're doing day to day. And if you are going to think of anything, just tune into the lovely feelings that you've had, the special moments that you've had with somebody, and that the way we feel is really what's transmitting out into the reality. So there's kind of like a special feeling within Capricorn at this time. And it might even just be special moments that you've been having with yourself lately as well. Because I do say the relationship deck, it always starts off with ourselves first. And it's like you're feeling or noticing that you're having more special moments with yourself lately. And you're starting to get that lovely connection with yourself. I mean, I didn't know what that was all my life, really. Even up to sort of 42. I just still didn't really know what more of a deeper connection with myself really was. So, but that's, for our soul family, that's what we're now going through. We're really starting to find that experience of connecting with the self, and it is special, and that's the true joy. And when you access that, you're transmitting a beautiful vibration. So let's see what other cards we're getting here. So Spirit's basically trying to keep Capricorn in a higher vibration at the moment. That's what they're encouraging you to do, and I think it's what you're actually finding easier and easier over the next week. You've had more clarity recently with the King of Swords. King of Swords is very clear, can perceive things with clarity, in a balanced way, not in a feminine dreamy type of way, or in a sort of masculine controlling type of way. The King of Swords just sees things as they are in a very balanced state. So, and then when you can perceive things in that way, things tend to go more in your favour, okay? Because that's what the King of Swords card represents. So things are now going more in your favour because you're starting to see a bit more clearly rather than getting too emotional, or overthinking things too much. So you're more balanced, and you're also taking some time out for yourself over the next week. And that, with the Four of Swords, we're always getting more wise action occurring. So Capricorn, in this soul family, it's like we're getting more mastery and ability to perceive our relationships and perceive ourselves, in a more balanced way. And that's just making things better, because then we're not getting so confused in our own heads, right? And we're not misinterpreting things anymore. And by taking time out for yourself with the Four of Swords, you're creating space for Spirit to enter, and possibly some really lovely things happening. So I do feel Spirit is basically saying to Capricorn over the next week, you're going to be keeping your vibration high. You're going to be seeing more clearly. You're more able to stay balanced, and you're most likely manifesting better things, and more balanced actions, So good things will be happening for you more and more, and you'll be noticing that over the next week. And you'll just be noticing that you're more peaceful as well, honestly. Now, the energy of people around you is fantastic. It really is. You're starting to emanate out this much clearer vibration, Capricorn, in this soul family. And look at the energy you're attracting. This is the Knight of Cups and the Star. So there's somebody here, or a general energy of people who are really aligned to you and who are really meant to be in your life, and they are people that genuinely care as well. Even if it's like a small number of people, like very small, because I think most of us in this soul family, we don't have like huge networks of people, okay? But the ones we do have are now becoming much more fulfilling connections, more aligned, and there could be somebody in your life that's kind of disposed by spirit to be supportive to you, okay? Let's have a look at what your person's thinking. I'm ignoring other people. So there is definitely a sense of somebody or people in general who are actually loyal to you and caring. Okay, and that's good to know. I mean, some of you could literally be meeting somebody new who is just got a wonderful energy. Or others of you, you might be really starting to realise that somebody is really meant to be there, you know, and it's like, wow, this is really nice. There's confirmations coming in for you. Let's see what your spirit guides are supporting you with over the next week. Positive energy. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. So there you go, that is confirmation, isn't it? So Capricorn, the energy for you over the next week is just much clearer, much more positive, much more wise. You're finding it easier and easier to stay really centered, and you are attracting lovely energy, possibly somebody who's very caring towards you, who feels drawn to you as well, okay? So that's the message. So we'll go into Aquarius next. I'll just take a bit of my coffee. It's lovely here because the builders have gone pretty much. There's sometimes they're still around. There's a little bit of work for them left to do, but they've mostly gone. It's so wonderful. You won't see people walking back there anymore because they took the scaffolding all down. Oh, thank goodness. And do you like my Halloween blanket there? I haven't taken the Halloween stuff down yet. I'm going to do it this weekend. I thought I'd leave it up for a couple more days. Okay, so let's go into Aquarius then. Aquarius for the next week. Love is in the air when Cupid is around. Lovely. So if you're not in a relationship at the moment, you could be attracting somebody over the next week. If you are in a connection, it could get a little bit more loving. Okay, it's quite nice. If you're not really interested in a relationship, the relationship card always relates to ourselves first. So it's like you're being more loving to yourself. You're being more kind. Or you could be getting more friendships, things like that. See what other cards we're getting for you. There's just more of a loving energy around Aquarius in this soul family. You know, Aquarius is a very good sign for, you know, sort of standing up for your beliefs, you know, and that's really important to you. But sometimes it's like forgetting about yourself, you know, but that's not really the case now. I think you're being a lot more careful with your energy lately. You've been realising, you know, I need to be more careful with my energy, more careful with who I interact with. And what's happening here is you just moving into manifestation mode. Your vibration is much higher and it's in much more of a love vibration. So you could definitely be attracting new friendships, opportunities, a lover, you know. You've just got a very high vibrational energy the next week. So, and you are the star in the tarot. So it feels like you're coming more into your alignment. So you probably will be noticing that at the moment. Now, the energy of people around you has been quite mixed. Okay, because there's the Two of Pentacles here, which is a bit of a mixed energy. It's like somebody who's trying to find more balance, but they struggle with it, and it can be a bit hard for them to find the balance. Or it can be hard for somebody to make a decision, you know, and it's like, oh, what do I do? But they've got the Five of Swords here. It's like somebody realising they need to stop mucking around, or they need to stop kind of changing their minds. And they're sort of realising, actually, there's certain things I've been doing that aren't really worthwhile, and I just need to sort of take my power back now and get stronger in myself and do what's right for me. So isn't that lovely? You'll be seeing that in somebody in your reality, or maybe it's just the energy of a few people you know. But yeah, people just honouring their journey more and doing what's right for them more rather than being mixed up. There is somebody saying here, have you moved on? I'm worried. So there could be somebody thinking about you and just hoping that, you know, they haven't sort of missed out on a connection with you because of their mixed energy that they were in. And they might have had very good reasons for their mixed energy. People normally do. But it does look like this person or this situation that could have been, like I say, it could even be a situation in your life that's been a bit mixed and not really aligning. But it just looks like this situation is starting to align now, okay? So it might still be quite early days, but it looks like this is moving in the right direction for you now. And especially with your Magician energy and the Cupid energy, something good is starting to materialise for Aquarius over the next week. Your spirit guides are talking about mother healing. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be like your own biological mother. That's a very sort of like concrete interpretation of the card. It's like a feminine energy healing. But it could be for some of you to do with a mother or the female energy. As your feelings towards your mother heal, your desires manifest more rapidly and accurately. Like I say, that is a fixed, like a very sort of concrete message, but what Spirit is saying really in that card is it's to do with the feminine energy, and that you're just more, the feminine energy is all about acceptance and surrender and not trying to control, because the masculine energy tends to be more critical or controlling. It can also be very practical and very motivated, so it's not all bad, but there's something here that Spirit is saying for Aquarius. It's all about you sort of slowing down at the moment and being more in tune and just feeling more peaceful, more accepting of your life and what's going on. And it's like you're becoming more comfortable with your relationships, okay? So they're saying that the more you go into acceptance, the more you slow things down, the more you surrender, that is much more closer to the energy of Spirit, which is love. And so therefore, something in your reality is starting to settle down nicely. Okay, so somebody's feelings towards you could be settling down, or you might notice a situation now starting to, just very much in the beginning, but it's starting to move more in a nicer direction, okay, and a better direction for you. So we're going to Gemini next. Let's see what we get for Gemini. Gemini, yin yang. So, like the yin yang symbol, twin flames contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves. Something I'm hearing a lot at the moment is that people are you pushed out. That seems to be the new sort of saying that people are doing at the moment on sort of social media, in the spiritual community. You know, your energy is people in your life pushed out. And so that is the case, you know, like it's always the case with the people that we're looking at in our lives, and when they frustrate us, it's so hard to see it. Like we do have these blind spots and we're just like, I know this must be sort of like a physical manifestation of me, but it can be hard to really see it sometimes. But there must be something going on for you at the moment, Gemini, where you're sort of realising actually that, you know, perhaps, you know, people that had been frustrating you, you now aren't so frustrated with them because you're accepting more stuff about yourself, you know, and you're more at peace in yourself. So it's easier to accept things in other people and realise, oh, you know, I'm actually really quite like you. You know, we've actually got quite similar problems. Also, it's to do with the feminine and the masculine energy with the yin yang message on the card. So, you know, you may be noticing a better balance between your feminine energy, which tends to be quite needy, like almost like inner child, and your masculine energy, which is more like super ego, you know, which can be a bit more like wanting to control things or hurry things up. And you're getting a better balance. And in the middle, you've got peace, you know. So there's something about Gemini coming into more peace about a situation in your life at the moment, especially over the next week, which is very good. yeah, you've been taking a lot of time out to rest, to just create space for yourself, to really get in touch with, you know, what's right for you. And sometimes we don't know what is right for us, and that's the whole conflict. That's the yin yang, can be very conflicting. But it looks like you've been taking that time and creating that space, and that's wonderful, because that opens that portal for spirit to enter and help you reach a solution. And that's what's really happening over the next week. Okay, the next week you've got the King of Swords, which indicates that you're much more in your mastery now. You can definitely see something more clearly now, and it makes more sense to you. You're not so mixed up about it anymore. And it looks like it's going to go in your favour now, because you've got that clarity. So making decisions that will go in your favour. The energy of people around you, there is somebody around you, or a general energy of somebody feeling abandoned or something not going so well. It could be a person, or it could be a situation that was not going so well, or, you know, somebody who was going through a hard time. What they're facing is a lot of their karma, you know. There are karmic reasons for this situation and why it's been hard, you know, and it's either there's somebody here that's having to deal with their karma, and it looks like a good sign, because instead of just being lost and scared and alone, they're now realizing, I've got a karmic pattern, I need to break it, I've got to improve my life, you know. Now, they're probably right still at the beginning of this process. If it's a general situation in your life that you're thinking about, there's a situation that's been quite unlucky up to this point and difficult, but it looks like this situation is coming to some sort of karmic solution, or isn't it not really a solution with karmic things, but they come to sort of like a karmic conclusion, like an end point. Okay, so something looks like it will be starting to clear up for you, which is great. Something will start to make more sense now. There is somebody saying, I want to meet up with you. And you do have that yin yang card. So there may be somebody here that is starting to energetically step forward, you know, and might want to connect with you, which is nice. Let's see what your spirit guides are supporting you with. Yes, your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So there you go. Your intuition is correct. You do have the King of Swords. That does indicate you're seeing things clearly and that you're making the right decisions, or you're taking the right actions. So your spirit guides are helping you with that and confirming for you, okay? So that's good to know, isn't it? Right, we'll go into Libra next. Let's see what we get for Libra. Libra for the next week. Power. The power of love is like a magnet drawing two souls together. So you may well be getting drawn to somebody over the next week, and they're getting drawn to you. Also, the relationship card always starts off with ourselves. So, you know, this is like you connecting more to your true self. Not so much in your head, but more perceiving yourself as you really are, and being more accepting of yourself, you know, and just like, that's a really good thing, because you enter into that love vibration. So you could be attracting love or some other lovely things over the next week. There's been a sort of like indecisive energy for you. You might have been taking risks, whether this is recent or more over like the last couple of years. You've got the King of Wands there, which is, well, the King of Wands is mature energy. So you've sort of gone through that patch of taking risks and being a bit undecided about things and unpredictable. And you recently got into a more mature energy. And you've been taking your responsibilities more seriously and just feeling more focused and more excited, you know, more motivated. And you've got the King of Swords as well, which, well, this is the Knight of Swords, sorry. I keep getting my kings and my knights mixed up. You've got the Knight of Swords there. So Spirit is basically saying you've got yourself into a good position. You've already pulled yourself out of a bit of a tricky scenario or a bit of a dark hole where you were just like all over the place, and now you've been getting more stable and you've been getting more focused. And Spirit's saying the next week, it's like you've got more skills. It's like you literally have more skills to deal with something that could normally be quite challenging. But you're just, you know, Libra in his soul family, we're just, you know, and you've got the Power card as well. So Libra's sort of really on point the next week. And definitely Spirit is saying be confident. You know, there's every reason for you to be, not in an egotistical way, but just from your alignment, just to feel that natural, that you're just like naturally now in the right place at the right time, and you're equipped to deal with things. So something should really start going in your favour more now. You've got the Nine of Swords here for somebody, to the Emperor. It's like an energy of somebody who's been very stressed and very worried or anxious or depressed, because that is sort of like a mental health card. And they've got the Emperor. It's like over the next week, they're being more rational. That's what the Emperor card represents, being rational. You know, and they're just like seeing more clearly. They're taking the right actions. If this is more, you're thinking more of a situation in your life generally, there could have been a situation that was worrying you, but over the next week, you're going to notice like there could be some progress, some really good progress with this situation, which will be good. And you could be dealing with an authority or an organisation in respect of this. Yeah, there's something here that is definitely aligned for you. It's either a person or it's a situation. My higher self is trying to reach you. Let's see what your spirit guides are helping you with. Pay attention. Notice the repetitious signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. So Spirit is kind of strengthening your skill set at this time over the next week. You know, the Knight of Swords is very skilled, very clear. That's why he can move so quickly and efficiently. It's like you're very efficient at this time and you're very skilled. Again, like I said, it's not egotistical, but it's just like you've put in the graft. You've come out the other side of a difficult time and you've applied yourself in the right way. So, you know, and Spirit is coming close to you over the next week and helping you to realise, oh yeah, you know, things are picking up for me now. And something is definitely going to be developing in a better direction over the next week. So there we go. Let's go into Leo next. Leo for the next week. See what relationship cards you get. True love. Oh, very nice, Leo. So I'm getting so much love information through for Leo at the moment. True love comes when you least expect it. Yay. There's just, and remember, this is for this soul family. I read for this soul family. So if you resonate with this channel, you know, you're part of the soul family. And so it's like Leo's in this soul family, or if you have Leo in a prominent area in your chart, there is definitely something here to do with love coming in for you at this time. Yeah, you might have been quite worried or depressed about your love life or something in your life that meant a lot to you, because that is like stress, anxiety, mental health. But the next week, look at this. Four of Wands. That is a celebration. You're reaching a milestone with something here. And it obviously starts off with yourself first. You've reached a more stable place within yourself recently. And there is something to celebrate over the next week about this. There's something to celebrate about, you know, a situation in your life. And it feels like home, you know, this feels really good. For some of you, this could be commitment to something really lovely and special. Your spirit guides have really been helping you. There's been some sort of spirit like spirit guides protecting you with this King of Cups energy. There's somebody here or an energy here where there's a lot of progress, 8 of Wands, and there could be communication over the next week. And there is the Sun card. It's like somebody being awoken by spirit to do with something about you, and they're having some sort of awakening, and they're like, wow, you know, wow, I really, really do like Leo or even love. Okay, and if it's more of a general situation in your life, something's being revealed over the next week. Something's being revealed and something's progressing, and it's going to be something that you're really happy about, you know. It's something that makes you feel really good. It's something that makes you feel more stable, and it's really good news for you, and it's probably taken a long, hard road to get here. Somebody saying, have you moved on? I'm worried. Okay, so that's like a past energy. There could be somebody thinking about you, and I want to say that, yeah, I mean, either this person needed to step up, or this is like an ex or some other kind of energy, and it's like, yeah, you are moving on. This reading for me is confirmation that Leo is moving on, and there is no going back. You've got the Sun card, you've got the 4 of Wands. You're building a new life right now. Your spirit guides, what are they helping you with? Positive energy. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. So that's what your spirit guides are helping you with. So Leo, there is really lovely things happening for you over the next week. Some of you could be creating a new home. You could be getting really committed to your path and moving to the next level on your path. Some of you, it definitely could be a relationship here, okay? Okay, we will go into Sagittarius. Oh no, Aries next. Let me just have a drink. Spirit's working quickly today. Right, so Aries. Aries over the next week. Labyrinth. Even when you feel lost, there is always a way through the labyrinth. Oh dear, yes. Well, that is the Matrix for us, isn't it? The Matrix is actually said to be a physical manifestation of what's going on in here. Which is a bit mad, isn't it? But, you know, sometimes, you know, most of us in this soul family, I just want to say, if you resonate with this channel, you know, we've come into this incarnation with quite a lot of karma, to be honest with you. And that's why we weren't given such a clear map to follow. And it has felt like a labyrinth, you know. It's felt really, really bloody confusing. And I want to say that in particular to do with life purpose and relationships as well, of different kinds. So, you know, but it's like now Aries in this soul family, it's like the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like I actually do have a map now. I actually do see where I'm headed now, and things are starting to make more sense. You've taken your power back recently from a conflict that was in your own head, and it's empowering you. And you may have stopped doing certain things that was wasting your energy. And now over the next week, it's like, do you know, I'm done. I'm over the past, and this is now a new beginning for me. You are over it already. This is a whole new beginning for Aries in this soul family. There's no going back. No going back, and that's the confirmation from Spirit. Things are clearing up for you all the time, and the energy of people around you. There is an energy of like somebody receiving. So you could have seen somebody receive more money recently, or they've been coming into a better balance. But they're also, as much as they're coming into a better balance, they're still suffering with some sort of mental health problems. So it's wise just to be aware of that is still there. But they're definitely starting to become more balanced. I'd say it's early days, is what I can see in these cards. There's somebody here that says, I want to date you. And take that however it resonates, because this is a general energy as well. And it just feels like there's an energy of people in your life, Aries, where, you know, they're just very much recently coming into a more balanced state. there's still some problems and issues, but there's a feeling of people wanting to connect with Aries, you know. Let's have a look. I mean, and for some of you, yes, you could be dating somebody. You could be finally meeting somebody since you've gone through this whole labyrinth. But it's a sense of you pulling yourself out of a very difficult time, a very conflicted time, a very confusing time. And now you feel more clear. And it's early days for the energy of people around you, but there is definitely a sense of people wanting to connect with you. And you've got the Healing Hearts card. Your spirit guides are saying you are a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. So there's a lot of heart chakra energy. You know, there's a lot of healing energy at this time for Aries over the next week. A lot is healing for you over the next week. And it's fantastic because there's going to be more connection in your life now. Okay. You might just still require a bit of patience with a certain situation, but it's looking better. So we're going to Sagittarius. Sagittarius for the week ahead. Your spiritual journey is beginning. So there's so many levels to our awakening, isn't there? But you must be noticing since the eclipse we had a couple of weekends ago, that this is now a new dawn in your spiritual level, if you like. I feel you're more peaceful. You're going to be noticing over the next week, you're feeling a lot more peaceful, okay? More centered. You've had clarity around a lot of things recently. A lot of things have been revealed to you lately, you know, and it could have been about people that were rather immature. But it's all part of your own growth. And now what's happening off the back of it is you're being a lot more careful with your time and your energy and the energies that you let yourself come into contact with. And you're also being just more careful really with your own mind, your own energy, keeping it in the right place. There's just more vigilance here for people in the soul family who are Sagittarius, or you have Sagittarius in a prominent area of your chart. Just so much has been spiritually revealed to you. And so where you've got more clarity, you can now step forward in a much more aligned way and just be much more vigilant to different situations and scenarios. And I feel like your mental health massively improving over the next week. The energy of people around you is amazing. There's a much more nurturing energy coming in for you over the next week. You've got the Empress to the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you may be experiencing more money over the next week. But also it just feels like something new is manifesting. It feels like there's somebody here who's here for the long term, who does better as they get older in life. They actually definitely do better. And they actually become more cooperative as they get older, okay? Oh gosh, you've got the card I want to date you as well. So there's definitely a sense of someone being attracted to you, or an opportunity being attracted to you, and money being attracted to you. And it's all because of the fact that you having these brilliant, it's not realization so much as clarity. It's like, I just feel things have been revealed to you, and now you can just perceive things from another level and just be so much more, you know, careful about how you step forward, making the right decisions. So it looks like the next week you're gonna get somebody wanting to connect with you, either to do with money or to do with a relationship. And it's a really solid, good thing. And it does improve over time. You've got here the Spirit helping you. Accept heaven's help. You have prayed for help, so get out of the way. Let heaven help you. Oh dear. How we do that is it's hard, but try not to go too much into the mind, into the conflict. Notice when your mind wants to become conflicted about something and saying, no, I'm not going to waste my energy on that. I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing today. you know, and allow space for Spirit to help you, because Spirit is definitely very close to you at this time over the next week. I think you can sense how close Spirit is just through what's been revealed to you. It helps. I think it helps you to now manifest things or relationships that are more solid, because you now understand a lot more that you didn't perceive earlier on. Certain things were very confusing, but something is starting to make more sense over the next week, and that will help things become more stable. Okay, so we're going to Scorpio. Scorpio for this soul family. We'll pick a relationship card. You've got the yin-yang twin flame symbol containing an aspect of each other's character within themselves. You're getting a much better balance over your feminine and your masculine energy over the next week. There could be a real polarity between you and somebody, like a massive attraction, or even an attraction between you and a situation, an opportunity. It's just like perfect match. See what else we're getting here. Scorpio over the next week. Something's becoming more balanced. Something is working better, fitting better. You've got here the Four of Wands, which shows that you have recently reached a milestone, a very important milestone that you would have been working towards for quite a long time. And it's like, it was a cause for celebration. It was like, yes, thank God this is happening now. and it's like, it could just be the way you're feeling, but also it could be something that was, you know, finally on a better road, a better track, more stable. There's just something here recently that shows Spirit is saying it's finally come together, making more sense, feeling more solid. You're feeling more solid, but at the same time, there's still something worrying you, you know, that tries to creep in. You know, that's something to be aware of and just observe when your mind is trying to do that. It's often like the inner child. It's like the inner child sort of part of the ego that's worrying, getting fearful, maybe needy, or it can be the super ego, which is trying too hard to control things. And it's like Spirit is saying, just be balanced. If you're balanced, that's how everything starts to flow. You know, don't try to control things. Don't try to worry too much about things, because that is ego. We need to just ignore that and stay balanced. You know, this yin yang energy is very balanced, so stay very balanced in our conscious energy, you know, in our conscious alignment. And it's through that balanced energy that Spirit can work through your life. And you've already reached a really good point. Certain things have been revealed, you know, and the great thing is there's now a lot of progress. So there's no, Spirit is trying to say there's no point in panicking or worrying or getting low about a situation. That's just, like I said, probably the inner child part of the ego that just needs to be released. You know, like acknowledged with love, but then released, because you're not an inner child and you don't need to worry. You can be balanced, access Spirit. Spirit is reassuring you here. Something is progressing. You could receive communication over the next week. Yeah, there's definitely a higher spiritual energy around Scorpio at this time. You've got the card here, I am listening to my guides. So somebody connected to you is being guided by Spirit in the best way possible to help you and work with you. So that could be, you know, a lover or a friend, or, I don't know, somebody that's just somehow being disposed to help you. So there's lots of improvements. There's massive progress the next week, and Spirit doesn't want you to worry. The best thing to do is just keep staying balanced. You've got the card here, dream big. Let go of small thoughts about yourself and see yourself succeeding. See what I mean? So that's your Spirit guide card. That's what your Spirit guides want you to do over the next week. And that's what they're going to be supporting you to do. To let go of the small thoughts, you know, the worrying thoughts in the inner child ego. Because they're not even your thoughts, by the way. They're just the thoughts of the ego that need to be ignored. Spirit is channeling through Scorpio and saying, you know, see yourself succeeding here. You know, that's what they're helping you with. So you'll probably notice that you do start to become more and more positive over the next few days, and something is going to be progressing, and you might receive contact from somebody that will be good, that will be helpful. Okay, so we're going to go into Pisces next. Okay, Pisces, for the next week, what message do we get? Let's see. Tested. Your strengths and weaknesses are being tested. Oh dear. Right. So Spirit's putting you through some spiritual tests at the moment. And you probably know that. You're probably even realising it in the middle of it. Whereas previously you might have gone through some challenges and thought afterwards, oh, that was probably Spirit testing me. It's like in this soul family, we are now getting more in our mastery. We're just getting more conscious. It's not to say in an egotistical way, oh, we're getting more mastery. It's just a state of how to describe it. It's just like, even when we're in the middle of a testing situation, we can realise, oh, okay, Spirit's testing me right now. Like, can I observe and see if I can stay aligned in this situation, rather than how I might have dealt with something a year ago and I would have got really stressed about it and let it get the better of me. You know, there's just so much spiritual growth here for Pisces at this time. So you might feel a little bit tested, but at the same time it's a good thing because you're growing from it. You know, it may have worried you, it may have stressed you, certain things lately, and that's probably an understatement. But the next week you start to become more stable. You start to become, you're realising you're reaching a milestone. Like I said, that you are starting to get more in your mastery. The card at the bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is the most grounded king in the whole deck. You know, he's grounded. What does that mean? It means that he basically doesn't get swayed by spiritual tests, doesn't slip into ego fear or getting too controlling and critical, which is the superego. You know, the King of Pentacles is grounded and practical, applies himself, does what needs to be done, stays on task, stays aligned with the spiritual energy. And that's what Pisces in this soul family is doing over the next week. You've already been doing it, I think, for a while, but it has been hard. But the next week, things are going to get easier and easier in this way, and you'll be pleased. There'll probably be some good news over the next week, and you'll see that something now is starting to take a much nicer road. Let's see what your person's doing. There's somebody here that's been probably quite depressed or very confusing with the Moon card, and it's like, what the hell is going on with this person? They could have been very easily triggered, and they may have been very distant at times because of that. But they've got the Fool card. There's somebody here that is stepping forward for you. It could be a new person, a new situation in your life starting, or it could be somebody who's, like I said, really been difficult to deal with, and they're now stepping forward in a much more positive and enthusiastic way. So there's definitely something massively turning around here for Pisces over the next week. There still might be a bit of anxiety there because with the Fool card, it does come with a bit of ego fear, but there is more of a sense of freedom and enjoyment and like a fresh new beginning. You know, there's enthusiasm there for something. So something's getting revealed over the next week. It's a new beginning. It's something coming into a better alignment for you, and this is going to be very good news for you, and you're going to be very pleased about it. Your person, there's somebody here saying, I really miss you, my heart hurts. Okay, so somebody might be realizing how much you mean to them. Or, you know, there's a situation here, like I said, that is really just meant for you. It's meant to improve now at this time. Let's see what your spirit guides are saying and helping you with. Let yourself receive. Allow others to give you loving care. Receive without guilt or apologies. Okay, so your spirit guides are helping you to be more receptive, to be more open, to other people or opportunities, you know. And you know, just when we're receptive, it's a very feminine energy. It's like we're not chasing things, we're not forcing things, we're not rushing anything. There's just a really nice, relaxed energy here, and you deserve it because you've been coming through a lot of spiritual tests. But it's kind of like now, through these spiritual tests, you now have more wisdom. And you're going to notice over the next week that you do have that wisdom and it's paying off. And you're just open to receiving and open to things now getting better. And it just feels like something is definitely aligning better over the next week. There could be commitment, more commitment between you and somebody else as well. So that is Pisces. Enjoy your week. Let's go into Cancer. Cancer for this soul family over the next week. Let's see what we get. Dreams. Share your dreams together and encourage each other to make them a reality. That is a lovely energy, isn't it? So there's a sense of shared experience or shared mutual understanding between you and somebody else here. And even just sharing with yourself, because the relationship card always starts off with ourselves, doesn't it? And it's like our relationship with ourselves is just more realistic now. It's like we understand ourselves better and we realise realistically who we are and what's actually, maybe what we thought was right for us in our head is actually not really the case. Actually, maybe we're better suited to something else. You know, and that thing or that person that we're better suited to is really starting to become a reality over the next week. Yeah, I mean, it's like perhaps you weren't really being honest with yourself, or, I mean, I know I wasn't really being completely honest with myself, but it's not always through choice. It's not necessarily because we're like purposefully lying to ourselves. It's just because that's where we are on our spiritual journey, and we just can't necessarily perceive things that other people can see about us, or, you know, we have blind spots. But it's like we're awakening out of that and we're realizing so much, and we're being more truthful about who we are and what's important to us. And we've got this Four of Pentacles energy, which is like an energy of holding on to yourself and holding on to what you've got, and just being much more careful about the choices you make and the people you spend time with, you know. And it's like, it's good because you're holding on to your truth, you know. And so dreams are starting to become a reality over the next week. Really lovely things. And it is like you're having a shared experience with somebody, which is going to be more meaningful or nicer. And it could even just be like lots of people in your life. It doesn't have to be your lover. I mean, it could be, but it could also be in other relationships as well. You're going to see the same thing happening, that you're starting to enter into a better time in your relationships in general, whereby there's just more understanding, there's more truth, there's more acceptance, you know. And it means that you can have more shared experiences. There's really good news coming the next week for you with the energy around you. There could be definitely something to celebrate over the next week, and it is like you've ended a karmic cycle with somebody, or you've ended a karmic cycle with a situation, and you will be celebrating that. There is going to be something to celebrate here for Cancer in this soul family over the next week, and it's because you've been able to just be very, like the Empress, you know, that is what Cancer is in the zodiac, in tarot. You know, like the Empress, just really just more grounded and solid in yourself, because you know who you are, you've accepted who you are, and it's a really mature place to be. And it's great because there's not much fear there. Once you accept yourself and you accept your life, there's not really much fear there, which is less ego. And beautiful things can happen when there's less fear, less ego. You know, so there's something to celebrate the next week. There's an ending of a karmic cycle that could have been very confusing, very difficult for lots of different reasons. But it just looks like Spirit is saying yes, but it all stems from your ability to see the truth within yourself first. And that's why you're now at a point of things finally making sense, things finally coming together. Somebody saying, I'm avoiding our connection. So, I mean, I think there's just been this energy around of like avoidance or fear, because it was really hard. I think there was a lot of karma, honestly, I do. I think there was a lot of karma and a lot of confusion because of the lack of truth, you know, the lack of truth, not being able to sort of really connect. But again, not necessarily because you weren't being a good person, it's just because it's where you were on your spiritual path and you didn't know so many things. But I just feel like so much has been revealed to Cancer in this soul family lately, and all that stuff that's been revealed is helping you to be much more clear about who you spend your time with and how you approach different situations. And there's just such a cause for celebration this week because you're managing things so much better, you know. And so things finally start coming together for you. Things finally start making sense. And there's less avoidance going on, you know. Let's see what your spirit guides are helping you with. Somebody could be really realising that they do just absolutely feel bonded to you, happy with you, and it doesn't have to be a love situation either, but there's such a breakthrough going on at the moment for Cancer in this soul family. And your spirit guides are talking about tranquility. Make time to relax, be still, enjoy your solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. Well, yes, because there's so much that Cancer in this soul family has been doing, you know, to evolve, to come out of suppressing yourself or not perceiving things in the right way. And now you have got that clarity, and now you are honouring yourself and honouring the path and trusting in spirit, not being frightened, breaking karmic patterns. And so we need that time, don't we, to be tranquil and rest and regroup, you know, because so much has been going on. So there's going to be some sort of shared experience to enjoy over the next week with somebody, and it's going to be good news. It could even be in more than one relationship in your life that this is happening, and that you're seeing some good news happening this week. So I'm sending you lots of love, lots of peace wherever you are on Gaia. If you want to book in for a reading, you're very welcome. You can book in for a 40-minute reading. You can book in for an hour reading, which I do over video call, or you can book in for a 10-minute voice note reading, and I sort of ping you a 10-minute voice note on a reading that you would like. Just contact me. You're very welcome. All the information's below. Have a great week. I'm sending you lots of love. Thanks for giving the video a thumbs up. It does reach more people if you do that. And thanks for subscribing, and thanks for being part of the soul family as well, because I talk to you all the time, and it's like, it's amazing. We're definitely soul family, there's no doubt in my mind, and it's great. It's really great reading for you and connecting with you. Peace.